The gatekeeper was in a really bad mood. She closed the door, and Dorothy couldn't believe it. They knocked again. Not too hard. Not too hard. Children, let's finish. Let Dorothy speak, please. That was all the gatekeeper needed to hear. She said in a really happy voice,
Well, then, why didn't you say so? Come in, come in.
and so Dorothy and her friends at last were in the wonderful Wizard of Oz's chamber. But for some reason, things didn't look so inviting. They stood there shivering in their boots. They wondered why they had come all this way for that. Oh, of course that's not very intimidating. Now you're starting to see.
That's even scary loud.
The Wizard of Oz spoke.
Dorothy, step forward.
Dorothy stepped forward.
Please, sir. We finally live here with our west this room. So we'd like you to keep your promise. So you look with eh?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we'd like you
So
to.
we'd like you to
Dorothy could not believe that. Then the wizard spoke again.
Lion, step forward.
Excellent use of the mic. Not too loud. The lion, when he heard his name called, immediately tried to escape. He really needs it. He stepped forward, and the wizard said, Why are you
here?
I really don't need anything, sir. I'm really sorry about you. The cowardly lion fell backwards, tripping onto the ground. Dorothy helped him up. And then the wizard spoke again.
Scarecrow, step forward.
The scarecrow could hardly stand up. The scarecrow said, Yes, Your Excellency?
Why are you here?
Well, you see, a funny thing.
A funny thing, I needed,
I was just here for...
Silence! Tin girl, step forward.
Tin girl stepped forward, and Dorothy began to suspect something. She tiptoed over here, and then the wizard said, Why
are you here?
The tin girl said, Yes, Your Honor. Dorothy suddenly noticed that behind the big box was not a great and all-powerful Wizard of Oz. It was just a guy. And so she said to the guy, Why,
You're no wizard
at all?
at all.
But the wizard wasn't ready to give up yet. He said,
Oh my, the great Oz has spoken.
Dorothy got very angry. She said, Who?
Who are you and where is the wizard?
With that, the wizard realized that his time was up. He put his microphone down,
I am the great and powerful Wizard of Oz.
he said as he stepped out from behind his chamber and stepped all the way out. Everyone back up. And then Dorothy spoke to the Wizard of Oz. I think.
I don't believe you.
No. The scarecrow was very angry. She looked at the Wizard of Oz and said, You're nothing but
You're nothing but
humbug. No, you're
humbug.
It's been a long trip. And then the lion said, Yeah, nothing but Wizard, yes. I'm afraid it's exactly so. Dorothy was quite angry. She looked at the wizard, pointed at him, and said,
Shame on you. You're a very bad man. Oh no. Dear, I don't know. Goodness. This is very bad.
The Scarecrow said in an angry voice, well, you better be good enough to send
Dorothy home.
And the Scarecrow agreed.
The wizard turned to the Scarecrow and said,
Why anyone can have a ring? That's where I come from. We don't have a ring. Where people don't and they have no one to do that. But they have a phone.
and so the wizard went back to his chamber, dug into his bag, pulled out a diploma. He walked over and he said to the Scarecrow, the Scarecrow took her diploma, put it on her head, and said, 1 plus
1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 4 plus 2 is 8.
Hey!
Hey,
I do have a ring!
I do have.
And Dorothy said, but what about giving my friend... Why? The wizard walked over to the lion and said, no wonder. You need a method.
By the power vested, by the authority vested in me, I hereby declare
And with that, the no longer cowardly lion turned and said, oh, sure. And Dorothy said, and what about Tin Girl? The wizard walked over to the Tin Girl and said, the Tin Girl looked at the wizard and she said, and so I presume small. You're about to get the biggest heart I've seen. The wizard stepped over and he said to her, the Tin Girl began to feel all warm. She turned, held the heart to her ear, and said, I can hear it beating. The Scarecrow said, well, what about?
Well, what about Dorothy? She wants to get home to campus.
Dorothy said,
I don't think there's anything in that black bag for me.
suddenly, Glinda appeared. Glinda looked at Dorothy and Dorothy looked at Glinda. And Glinda said, Dorothy, my... Dorothy, I
I have.
yes, those.
Yes,
Just Dorothy said, oh, do you...
Oh, do you think so? I shall be going.
Just then, Dorothy and her friends had a great big group hug. Go. Group hug, group hug. Big group hug. Big group hug, not you. She wants to talk. Big old group hug. And then Dorothy turned, looked at Glinda. Glinda said, "Are you ready?"
Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes, I'm ready.
Then close your eyes and tap your heels together 3 times. And so Dorothy turned, tapped her heels together 3 times. You already did that? You already did that? Why don't you do it?
There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
She opened up her eyes, and she was still right where she was before. The lion said, "Try harder, Dorothy." And so Dorothy said it again.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
But still, nothing happened. Then all of her friends stood up and helped her by saying it with her. There's
No place like home.
It's beginning to work. It's beginning to work. Dorothy, look! There's a yellow brick road. Why don't you follow it? Maybe it'll take you home to Kansas. Go! Follow the yellow brick road. Take a right. Take another right. Take another right. Take a right. Nope. Oh, you're getting closer, Dorothy, now. Get ready to say, "Welcome home, Dorothy." Okay, take one more right. And where did it go? Where's their house? You know there's a house around here somewhere. And Dorothy finally arrived home. That's right. Right here. Right. You've been sleeping for about 8 days. All of the friends said, "Welcome home, Dorothy." And then Benjamin, please come up.